Hello there folks, I'm RJB and tonight we're going to look at, well, afternoon, this morning, whatever time you're watching, we're going to look at some Brain against Gensay. Two players considered to be, by many, at least in Korea. Outside of Korea, maybe Gensay is a little bit less well known. But these two are considered to be the top two players on Fastest Map on pretty much 1v1 and 2v2. Now, of course, it's up for debate whether Gensay is actually the number 2, or maybe number 3 or 4. I know that opinions are a little bit split on where Gensay belongs, but in my heart, I do think Gensay is the second best fastest player overall on Fastest Map. I just think he's that damn good. Whereas Brain is pretty much undisputed to be the number 1 of all time on Fastest Map. Gensay here on the yellow Protoss and Brain on the teal Protoss. It is a Protoss against Protoss. It is a mirror matchup, something we haven't seen in a long time, but something which I should have returned to the channel a lot sooner, because some people have been asking me to do more PvP, because PvP is severely lacking on my channel, and I must admit, I am not doing a lot of PvP, and perhaps I should do a whole lot more, because this, at least the Koreans say, PvP is the manliest matchup, because it's equal footing. All it comes down to is skill, pure skill. There's no race imbalances involved, it's just pure Protoss, skill against skill. Although I do think that there is sometimes a small amount of gambling going on, where some build orders are like rock, paper, scissors, where, you know, scissors beats paper and paper beats rock and rock beats scissors. Sometimes on Starcraft you do have those situations where build orders are just terrible against the one build order your opponent decided to do. Sometimes it just happens and you lose because your build order is just not meant to be used against the other build order. But deciding on build orders sometimes is just pure gambling. That is why we have a lot of these standard build order openings that they're both doing right now, which is Nexus, well, Pylon Nexus, Forge Gateway, Double Gas. Both players doing the exact same thing, so not a whole lot of surprise going on right here. But these two players are going to deviate from each other at some point. Rarely do we see two players doing the exact same build order the entire game through. Very rarely. There's always these small deviations, these small changes, these small individual choices that they like to go for compared to their opponent. Okay, so things are looking the same for now. Minchel here though might try to do something funny with the probe. He might not, but knowing Minchel, he is the king of trying to do things that at first sight might not be too smart. Because he likes to gamble a whole lot. The guy likes taking risks. Either because he's very arrogant, or because he just likes to play and toy with fate. Not too sure. Maybe he's just keeping the probe there to run in and get more information later on into the game. So Zealot there in the front, waiting for Brain's Zealot to arrive. Brain is scouting into the middle, looking for some information. He might, I do think he already found Minchel's base. So he's trying to walk around Minchel's Zealot, but Minchel is keeping his own Zealot in the front, so that Zealot is not going to catch him by surprise. I think that was the idea behind walking all the way around. Going to ignore that Zealot in the front and go straight for the back. Does have a cannon in the back. So the Zealot will mostly just be used for scouting purposes to get that information that's vital to the remainder of the game. Now both players are going for robotics and the Temple's Archive. So both players, yet they are still doing the more or less exact same thing. Brain is hiding his Temple's Archive all the way in the back. They're on the top. Robo right next to it. Minchel is putting his Robo in the front and Archives in the back, right here. Not really in the back, but it's close to the back. Both players also getting their support base and getting their triple gateway. So things are still looking almost identical, except for this one change Minchel already built his third gas. Brain did not. And that might mean that Brain is going to go for maybe 4 gateways, because the minerals he's not spending on more gas would of course have to go somewhere else. A little bit of a micro battle happening on the middle. Zealots against Zealots and Dragoon. Now I do know, and I did hear, wow, I can't speak English. I do know, because I heard from Scan, that Brain in particular was known for very precise and very strong Zealot micro. In the professional scene, before he started playing Fast, he was known for Zealot micro, and just micro overall. His micro was just really what set him apart from all the rest. Both players going for shuttle with shuttle speed and a high Templar. The timings are slightly different by maybe 2 or 3 seconds, maybe 5 seconds at most. But they're essentially doing the same thing. Although here, Minchel going for 5 gateways. Still on triple gas. Brain now also on triple gas, although third gas still warping in. So we should have a little bit more minerals in the bank than Minchel. Dark Temple's coming out there for Brain. Minchel has no Dark Temple, so that is... Wait, he's got a Dark Templar right there. He does have a Dark Templar. One of them, though. Brain went for 2, Minchel went for 1. Shuttle flying across the map, gonna fly all the way around. Might fly into the other shuttle, but no, both players do fly past each other without seeing each other. So the drops are both gonna come out pretty much unseen, though this one shuttle here from Brain might fly right through some pylons. Kills the High Templar in the front, no detection there in the front. No detection in the front. Brain has no detection in the front either. And he's actually got a wide open hole here on the bottom corner. Dark Templar there looking for a way in. Shuttle flies into a pylon, can't proceed. Dark Templar there from Minchel killed one pylon there on the corner. Some Dragoons are in between, getting some cannons there in between as well. Shuttle still hanging there on the bottom side, waiting for Storm to finish up. Goes right. Both players are going in at the same time. The loves the Reaver. Reaver shoots. Reaver hits pretty much nothing. Reaver comes in there from Brain, and he gets a huge shot off on Minchel. Minchel just lost all of his probes, down to 18. And Brain did lose a couple as well, as he's down to 38, and I think he had about 44, maybe 41, not too sure, but that was a big hit on Minchel, and he is now, of course, in trouble. Because being down in economy against Brain is always a bad sign of things to come. Gonna look for another way in with that shuttle, still flying around. Got a shuttle with a Templar and a Zealot. Gonna pick up one more Templar, and accidentally not pick up the other Zealot. Minchel going for a counter-attack. Are there still any Dark Templars here left in the base? I don't see any of them. And there's not a lot of units either. There's nothing to defend the minerals here, though. There's nothing to defend the probes. Minchel is going all in, completely neglecting. Dodges one storm, dodges both storms. That is some really good storm dodging, and maybe some bad storming from Brain. But now the fight erupts here inside of Brain's base, who does not have a lot to defend. They're on equal supply. Drop comes in. Big army size difference, gets a pretty good drop off, but okay, that's the second storm, is the money shot, and now Minchel is in the lead with 30 against 24. And the Dragoons are pushing through, killing pretty much everything that's here. Although now a couple Zealots and Dragoons have spawned, and they're pushing back those Dragoons and Zealots. Another drop there coming in from Minchel, even though he got hit earlier and fell behind on Brain. He's managed to find himself a great path to a comeback. Another storm drop there on the scene. Storms even more, kills 4. So not a whole lot more, but a couple more. But that is significant amounts of damage. The probes do have to run away, and running away is always pretty damn bad. Oh no, there's still a Templar inside the shuttle. Brain knows this. Brain knows. Fight there happening in the front. Minchel winning this fight pretty damn hard. Templar does not unload, so the probes are safe to return back to the minerals, but the supply difference is now a difference of 15. And got a couple more Dragoons there coming across the map, although now he's deciding to pull back, because he has to build another drop. He also dodged another storm here back at home just now, which I missed, but he dodged yet another storm. So his awareness is pretty damn good. Pretty damn good awareness. Kills an Observer with his own Observer and Dragoons. Level 1 attack there, I believe, finished up there for Brain. The one attack finished up for Minchel as well. Minchel in a slight lead. Well, a big worker lead, like 14 workers. That's a pretty big lead. More than 1/3. And supply lead is about 20 at the moment. So yeah, Minchel should be able to win the game right here, depending on how fast he can kill the Reaver in the back. Because the Reaver is going to decide how well Brain's going to defend himself. No shuttle to micro with. Shuttle spawns after the Reaver dies. Tried to storm twice, but the storm didn't really do too much. Takes down the shuttle, now advancing forward. Only one cannon in the back. That is going to get taken down, and another one is warping in. No Dark Temples on the scene there though, but the cannon's going down. Pretty much seals Brain's fate. Reaver's on the way. Zealots are spawning very soon, but no, not going to spawn in time. Another storm there coming down. Dragoons microing back and forth, and more Dragoons coming from the middle. Well, it's Zealots, and a drop there. Observer, not a drop. Wrong twice. Not once, but I was wrong twice in a row within 5 seconds. Minchel here, 40 supply lead, is pushing Brain to the brink of extinction, and probably to extinction itself. Pretty damn soon. Tries to build a pylon there to keep those Dragoons away to save the Reaver. The Reaver goes down there. 2 cannons in the back are trying to protect, but not enough. The Reaver's just too damn slow, and the Dragoons are too damn strong as more are coming across the map. He's just building Zealots, not really going for drops anymore. He feels he's done enough damage with the drops. Now it's just time to make sure Brain's army never recovers. Just keep on hitting him. Time and time again, just keep on hitting and hitting and hitting. Keep killing those Reavers, those Templars and Shuttles to make sure that Brain is never ever gonna go for a retaliatory Templar Storm to set Minchel back on his worker count. So the worker count is gonna stay high there for Minchel, although the Shuttle does escape. Takes the High Templar, gonna try to fly around. Flies into 2 Dragoons though, takes some damage. So now Minchel knows the drop is on the way. Reaver unloads, they're on the side, gonna do some Reaver Shuttle Micro, storms the probes, but the probes did run away. But the probe's not mining is pretty bad, and he goes right back in there. He's still got the Reaver there on the side, waiting to strike. And it looks like Brain feels it's a GG, and yes it is, it's a GG. Minchel wins game number 1. Gets himself his first win on the board. Let's give him the win. There on the top. 1 win for Brain. Gensay. Excuse me. 1 win for Brain. Wow, I'm saying it wrong again, twice in a row, within 5 seconds. So that's the second time it's happened today where I say something wrong twice in a row, in rapid succession. But first, we got game number 2 coming up. Let's forget all those misspoken sentences and just jump into game number 2. Brain against Gensay. So Gensay had a pretty solid performance. Like when Gensay plays in peak form, when he reaches peak performance, I honestly do think that he is almost unstoppable. Like, he plays so fast, has such good multitasking and control, that once Minchel gets into the zone, it's difficult to keep up. Even for Brain, if you just saw it, even for Brain, it can become impossible to make a comeback or just win the game with superior micro macro. Both players clearly either on the same level or so close to each other in their skill that it's hardly noticeable that there is even a difference. So Minchel here once again on the top left of the map. And Brain there on the middle, top of the map, top middle of the map. That's easier to say, top middle instead of the middle top. It sounds a little bit weird, doesn't it? The middle top of the map sounds a bit weird to say, in my opinion. He's here on the top middle of the map. They're right next to each other. And I do think that from these spawn locations, Minchel has a slightly better angle for shuttle drops. Both players going for Nexus first yet again. And that means that I also think that both players are going to go for Forge, Gateway, Double Gas. Most likely exact same build orders as the previous game. And I'm wrong. And I'm wrong. I talk too soon. I should have just stayed silent. It's Forge, Gateway for Minchel. And it's Gateway for Brain. Brain wants to have some early punching power, whereas Minchel is just kind of aiming to go for Cybercore and advanced technology. Gas coming out for Minchel. 2 more gateways coming out from Bahrain. It's 4 gateways against 1 gateway. So all Minchel will have to defend himself is likely a Zealot and a Cannon. And whether that's going to be enough, I don't know. Bahrain is looking to end this game early with that gateway production and the gateway units coming out. Dragoons, Zealots, most likely just a lot of Dragoons. Getting his gas a little bit delayed. It's only a single gas, where Minchel has 2 gas. Cybercore they're warping in, Cannon on the way. And Zealots are in production for Bahrain. Zealot's not yet coming out there for Minchel. He's not expecting this. Zealot are already out on the map there for Bahrain, and 2 more, 4 more on the way. 4 more on the way. Both players on the same amount of probes. I don't expect these players to miss a single probe cycle for production. I don't expect them to miss a single cycle. Well, triple gateway now there for Minchel. Still no Zealot, they're out on the map. Probe there still in the front. Zealots are coming through, going for the cannon in the back. Second cannon is warping in. It's warping in, not finished yet. But double cannon should be enough to defend against 2 Zealots, but against 6 Zealots, I don't know. Double Dragoon there on the way for Minchel though. Gonna try to go for some funky Dragoon micro. Just has to get Dragoon range. Still getting cannon number 3. Brain getting gas number 2, and Cybercore now starting to warp in. Almost finished up. Brain splitting his Zealots up from to either side. It's going to attack from the right and the bottom. Get a surround on those cannons. Dragoons are spawning just in time. Probes are trying to block, but the probes are being pushed away there by single hits. Trying to protect the cannon in the back. Dragoons are assisting. Probes are dying. He still has a probe lead over Brain though. He still has a probe lead. But Brain is now equalizing that probe difference. And the attack there didn't seem to entirely work out as intended. 4 more Zealots though, going to try to go for run-in number 2. Cannon number 1 has low shield. Cannon number 2 full HP and full shield. So he isn't going to go in. He's going to focus on... What's he going to do? He's dancing back and forth looking for a way in, but he can't find a way in. Might as well try to... get a flank on those Dragoons and prevent them from microing, but no. Minchel with some good control just steps out of the way. Not very hard to do, to be honest, because Zealots are kind of slow. So now Bahrain is returning back home. He's got a supply lead of about 10 or 13. 5 worker difference. Robotics is finished up. Citadel of Adun is there on the side as well, getting level 1 attack and Dragoon range. Or level 1 attack and Dragoon range for Minchel. Citadel of Adun on the way for Minchel. Support Bay on the way for Bahrain. And so is the Templar's Archive. He's getting Zealot speed. Zealot speed might either mean he's going to go for Dark Templars, or maybe he's just going to go for regular High Templars with shuttle drops. He's getting a Reaver. He has his shuttle finished up. No cannon in the back. Not a single cannon in the back. A lot of Zealots there though. There's a lot of Zealots. He's had more gateways than Minchel since pretty much the start of the game. So naturally he will have more units on the map to help him fight and attack. So double Dark Templar on the way. Zealots getting... This time around the Zealots do get a pretty good flank on those Dragoons. Dragoons are having trouble getting out of here. Dragoons are having a lot of trouble. They're just trying to brute force their way through. Not a single Dragoon goes down, but that is quite a hefty amount of damage on those Dragoons. But the Zealots now too small a number to overpower the Dragoons, so the Dragoons are pushing them back. Dark Templars have spawned. I don't see an observatory for Minchel. He does have a support beyond the way, and so is Templar, and getting Storm as well. Pushing. Dark comes in the mix. Reaver shuttle drop, they're coming from the right. Fight happening in the front. A fight gonna happen here right in the back. Probes not safe. Reaver unloads. Minchel too focused on microing, and Gale he just leaves immediately. Immediately leaves the game. The exact moment his probes die, he knew it was over at that moment, right there and then. No way of coming back. Minchel does not believe. So both players now have a single win on the board. So let's give Brain his win number 1 for the scrolling score thingy there on the top. Go into the loading interface, or however you call this. Intermission? I don't know how to call this. How would you call this? Intermission, the pause, the loading sequence. I don't know. I can't quite find the right way to describe this. Maybe just the title screen. Brain Gensay title screen. I don't know. Game number 3. Minchul against Brain. So far, both players have a single win under their belt. The previous game kind of ended abruptly. Kind of happens with these two players because Koreans play with some rules for PvP, which is no choke, no cannons on the middle. Which means it's just going to be pure mechanics, pure micro-macro, awareness, and multitasking. No cannons to rely on to save your hide in the Korean Protoss against Protoss scene. So game number 3. 1 win for Brain, 1 win for Minchul. What are they going to do this time around? In the first game, they did pretty much identical builds from start to finish. In game number 2, we saw Brain going for a more early game oriented build order. Worked out really well for him. Got himself a win pretty quick. Took him only 6.5 minutes, maybe even less. Game number 2, it's Minchul who's switching things up. Going for gateway. What is he up to? What is Minchul up to? Brain going for the standard build order with Nexus first. Of course, going to follow it up with at least a gateway. Maybe a forge. Because in the previous game, he did Nexus first into 4 gateways. This time around, it might become forge, gateway, forge, gateway. Gateway. It's gateway, my friends. He might do the same build as previously, where he goes for 4 gateways after the Nexus. I don't want to call it too early because there's just so many options, so many different options. Cyber Quarter on the way from Minchul, getting triple probes on the gas, on a single gas. It's 2 gateways, 3 gateways for Brain, who's yet showcasing yet another build order. Nexus 2 gateway gas, gateway, and then I assume Forge or Cyber Core. I'm not too sure, but Cyber Core it is. So both players getting a Cyber Core. Minchul on only 2 gateways though, Brain on 3. But Minchul did start his production way earlier than Brain, and the gas number 2 as well. Both players with a very slow and delayed scout all over the map. The scout is coming out very late, so neither player yet knows what the other player is up to. Minchul is trying to save money by not using a probe to scout, but by using Zealous to scout. Well, there's a probe right there, but it's returning back home. Largely using his Zealous to scout. So the probe can return back home pretty early on and start mining minerals yet again. Brain now building a slight and small worker lead. Got a Citadel of Adun there on the way. Zealots are walking into his base. There's no forge in the back. So he's going to have to rely on micro to protect his probes or just anything in his base. Dragoons are on the way from Minchul. Just double Dragoon. 5 Zealots are on the scene, getting number 6 soon as well. Citadel of Adun almost finished up. Ninja now on 3 gateways, getting a Citadel of Adun as well. And if he gets a Citadel of Adun without robotics, I'm going to say he's going to go for Zealot Speed and Templar's Archive for Dark Templar. Allegedly. That's what I'm going to assume. Brain doing pretty much the same idea, but a completely different build order. Dragoons with Dragoon range. Templar's Archive on the way. We're going to get those Dark Templars as well. So both players going for Dark Templars. Different routes, different orders. I think same endpoint. Forge now on the way there for Minchul. Still no Forge there for Brain. Brain is going to rely on no Forge at all. They go for Zealots, Dark Templars. Zealot Speed now on the way. And Minchul returning back home, not feeling safe across the map. Dragoon range almost finished up there for Minchul. Templar's Archive halfway done. Brain's Templar's Archive is finished up. Finally getting a Forge pretty late into the game, but he didn't have a need for a Forge until now. And he might not need it if he wins the game with the Dark Templar Dragoon push. 3 Dark Templars on the way now. And Minchel starts building cannons back at home, because he saw the Templar's Archive warping in there for Brain. And his own Dark Templars are now warping in as well. So Dark Templars against Dark Templars, got a cannon in the front there for Minchel. That's all that's allowed. 1 single cannon in your choke, nothing more. Just 1 cannon. For detection. Not to defend, but for detection. Dark Templars are out, and they're hitting hard on those Dragoons. Trying to buy as much time by microing a little bit back and forth. Gonna try to kill the Dragoon there from Brain. Gonna try to kill the cannon in the front. Gonna try to kill cannons in the back as well, because he's trying to set up 4 Dark Templars that are walking across the map. The Dragoons are bugging out though. That's a bug. That's a bug. Unfortunate, but it happens. Like when the Dragoons stop moving, you gotta hit the stop command, and they are able to move again. They just kind of get stuck on the spot. Because they're trying to do something, but the game can't figure out how to do it. And then you just stop doing anything at all. Like they're trying to do something, but the game can't figure out how to do it. Kills the cannon on the top. That's a pretty good snipe. Gonna get that robo as well. Brain's Dark Templar not gonna do a whole lot with the cannon there in the choke. It's gonna stay in the middle to just get vision and maybe attack units that are coming across. More Dark Templars on the way. Minchel actually doing some pretty good damage there with those Dark Templars, slowing down the shuttle drop there from Brain. Killing Dragoons as well. Killing some gateways. Gonna kill those structures on the side as well. Those pylons, not safe. Brain is actually taking some pretty bad damage from these Dark Templars. Didn't expect it, but it's happening. He's re-warping in a robotics. Getting mind control. Dragoon range. And more Dragoons level 1 attack also on the way. Or is it level 2 attack already? No, level 1 attack. Both players getting level 1 attack. Minchel now getting Zealot speed. Getting a robotics as well back at home. But Templars are keeping Brain rather small. And at the moment also somewhat supply blocked. Whereas Minchel now has his second Nexus. 38 probes. So still 10 workers behind on Brain. But he's going to try to catch up. Brain now getting an observatory because he finished the robotics. I mean, Minchel is getting an observatory. And Brain should be getting one right now as well to detect those Dark Templars that are hurting him on the edges of his buildable base. Base is still pretty small. 5 gateways there. 2 more warping in. Minchel is currently on... Oh, wow, I can't count. 8. Plus 2 for a total of 10. Yeah, Minchell's got some pretty good production ability here. Gonna be 8 gateways soon for Brain. Finally gonna start filling out his base. Observers on the way for both players. And so is shuttle speed. Templar Storm on the way there for Brain. Can finally afford it. Just need some high Templars. Also needs a shuttle. And needs some shuttle speed. Because he's going to try to go over drops at some point. But right now, still kind of contained within his base. And now the Observer spawned, going to allow him to kill the Dark Templars. Dark Templar trying to escape but can't get away. Observer number 2 there on the way as well. Pretty big army there on the front for Minchel, who now has a supply lead. While down 10 workers, so his army is significantly bigger than Brain. But Brain has more cannons in his base, which also somewhat count as army size, in my opinion. Pretty good amount of pylons on the sides to protect himself from shuttles flying in. Like, now you can see those shuttles flying into his base. And I don't think there is a shuttle finish yet for Minchel. And as I say that, I find a shuttle. As I say that, I find the shuttle now on 11 gateways. And there's number 12, number 13 there on the other side. Army moving out. Is the Observer somewhere to be seen? No, he forgot the Observer because it's right there on the bottom, right here. So if you got the Observer, this one single Dark Templar might just completely destroy this attack. Although I do think, and I do believe, that Minchel is gonna try to maybe get the Shuttle Reaver into the backside after winning the fight in the front. Brain's army size is a small little bit bigger. And now the supply counts are in the favor of Minchel. So Minchel has crawled ahead of Brain. But Brain has the positional advantage here. Mind controls the Shuttle Reaver with the Dark Archon. Beautifully done. So the Dark Archon with the mind control comes in handy. But the fight here is still going in favor of Minchel. The Dark Templar there though, the Dark Templar is one single Dark Templar. Is kind of ruining the party. 6 kills. Gonna be soon be 7 or 8. Dark Templar is this one single Dark Templar is winning the fight. And Minchel just got storm dropped. Down to 41 probes. I missed the drop itself, but it came in as I was distracted by the single Dark Templar wrecking his face. So let's look at drop coming across the map, going in hard. It's all the way over here. Let's continue on. Speed it up a little bit. Let's see how many does he get. So 64 probes. High Templar, how many does he get? 16. High Templar number 2. How many does this one get? So he gets 24 probes in total. So he gets 65 down to 41. He just lost most of his army as well. Didn't do any significant amounts of damage right here. So yeah, Minchel kind of runs himself into a brick wall. Which could have been a different story if he had detection right here, because then the Dark Templar from Brain would not have been as effective. So it's kind of he hurt himself a little bit more than he should have. But in the end, it's Brain's very well timed, executed multitask drop that wins Brain game number 3. And do keep in mind, Brain was defending and microing against the frontal attack while storm dropping. So that's really well executed. Minchel responded a little bit too late, so Brain comes out on top in game number 3. Score is 2 wins for Brain, 1 for Minchel. Game number 4. Is this going to be the deciding match? Or is it going to be the next one? Is Minchel going to win again in game number 4? Or is it going to be Brain? Got Brain here on the pink Protoss. Gensay here on the gray. They disabled this color for Fastest Map. As you can see, the texture is gray as well. Got some gray blue there on the side. They disabled the gray color and the black color for Fastest Map because, you know, it looks too much like the... Like, if you're slightly colorblind, I can imagine that you cannot see this color on the minimap. Also, I'm changing to red versus blue, but because the map was hosted on a use map settings, I get yellow versus yellow. So I have to use gray on a gray map against pink. That aside though. Brain against Gensay. So far, both players have been showing off smart build orders. Gensay did make one big mistake. Kind of the only big mistake I've seen so far is Gensay forgetting an observer against the Dark Templar. That's the only big mistake I've seen so far. But aside from that, both players have been displaying a really solid gameplay and arguably a mastery of the matchup. A mastery of the matchup, displaying a wide variety of build orders. I don't think either player has done the same build order so far, so 3 different separate build orders for both players so far in every game, although now they're doing, once again, the exact same thing. It's Nexus, Gateway from both players. Brain has done this build order before, I believe, unless he's not going for a 3rd Gateway. If he's going to go for something different than a 3rd Gateway, then he's just showing off the diversity that he has in his build orders, with both players doing 3 Gateway after the Nexus and a gas, 1 single gas. So both players still doing the same thing. Brain, for the first time this set in game number 4, doing the exact same build as game number 3. So there's going to be a cyber core for both players. Timing is almost the exact same. It's like half a second difference, which is pretty much nothing at all. Minchel finds Brain first, well, hasn't found him yet. The probe is still hanging there on the side. And Brain going the wrong direction. So Minchel is going to have information that Brain does not. Brain will not know where Minchel is or what Minchel is doing. Minchel will have the advantage in that sense. So double zealot there from Brain, one zealot from Minchel. Minchel gets into the base. Brain still going the wrong way. Zealot meets Zealot though, and I think that does give away the fact that Minchel is here on the 7 o'clock, bottom left of the map. Got some Zealots there to protect. One Zealot and probe there from Minchel, making their way to the backside. Brain has pulled most of his probes to the right side so he can wall it off with 2 Zealots. It's looking too much the same. It's looking very difficult to differentiate here. Another front there getting attacked. The Zealot there from Minchel trying to dance against Brain Zealot. This is a dance-off. Who has the most funky feet? The best moves. Minchel does. Minchel gets in there, gets on the probe. Doesn't kill the probe. That's a misclick. That's a misclick. Dragoons are out there for Minchel. Dragoons are out there for Brain. Both players still doing almost identical build orders. Except right here, Minchel is slow on getting his Citadel of a Dune. He's getting Dragoon range instead of a Citadel of a Dune. So now we're seeing this first switch up between the two players. Brain gets a Citadel after getting 3 Dragoons. Goes back to Zealot production. Minchel stays on Dragoon production. Gets a Forge and a Robo. So he's expecting Dark Templars from Brain. He's gonna get a Robo and an Observatory. And he's gonna keep on making Dragoons and add an Observer into the mix to detect future Dark Templars. Templar's Archive there on the way for Brain, also getting Zealot speed. Support Bay on the way there for Minchel before the Observatory. I was expecting an Observatory first, but I assume he's going to go for Support Bay, Observatory, Shuttle, Observer, Reaver. In that order. Because he's going to need Observer against Dark Templars. Because I am convinced that Brain, with his triple gas, is going to go for Dark Templars into drops. Like, he's getting shuttle speed, which of course indicates he's going to get shuttles at some point. He's getting an Observatory now as well. He's getting Templars as well. I don't think he got Templar Storm though. I didn't see a Templar Storm coming out from Brain on the top corner. So largely what I'm looking for is... Oh, there's a Templar Storm. He's getting Templar Storm after all. The shuttle speed should be finishing up for Brain very soon. Dragoon range should be finishing up for Minchel very soon. Level 1 attack for both players is on about equal timers. So like, look at this. On about equal timers for both players. Minchel is a slight little bit ahead with level 1 attack. That's the only difference I'm seeing so far in terms of upgrades. There's a shuttle, a Reaver on the way. Brain is not getting a Reaver. Brain is going for a High Templar drop. Minchel going for a Reaver drop. High Templar drop a little bit more reliable. The Reaver drop can also be used to fight with Micro here in the front when Minchel does a follow attack. Whereas the High Templars less effective in a frontal head-on fight between two armies. A little bit difficult to see what's happening. I can change to yellow, but that is even worse. We have to make do with gray against pink. Difficult to see the difference. Reaver shuttle there on the side, looking for a way in. Maybe looking for a fight to hit some scarabs. Brain comes in with a drop. Minchel didn't respond to it too well. Probes are running away. Templars storming. Templars hitting almost nothing. That was the closest storm drop I've seen in my life. That could have killed everything. But he was off by like 1 single pixel. The reverse shuttle coming dangerously close to the probes. Probes running away. Dragoons getting obliterated, absolutely massacred, absolutely destroyed by the Dark Templars. If only he had an observer. Kind of sounding like the previous game. His army getting torn apart by Dark Templars. But he did win the fight in that he has more supply now. 104 against 82. And the Reaver shuttle is still alive. who still has a chance to get right in there. Also, the Observer is arriving on the scene, assisting the Dragoons. Gonna kill the Dark Templars with the Reaver, or is he not? He's gonna go for the drop on the Probes. Probes running away to safety. So that's kind of done his job in a sense. Now gonna kill those Dark Templars with the Reaver. Reaver is getting dropped and picked up just in time. Picked up just in time. That looked... Observer goes down to a cannon. So Dark Templars once again reign supreme. Gonna pick up one of those, two of those Zealots to save them from the Dark Templars, but also to let this shuttle fly in and drop the minerals. Brain has not yet sent out a second drop. There it is. Every single time, the moment I mention it, it happens. Comes in with the Reaver shuttle. Who's trying to kill. Reaver unloads. Reaver too far away to shoot on the probes. Is the Nexus instead. And now here's the shuttle from Brain. Gets sniped out of the air though. Cannot unload the High Templar. And I just realized I've been casting for 40 minutes now and I haven't drunk. Taken a sip from my glass. Is it drink? Nah, not drink. Drink sounds wrong. I haven't drunked. That also sounds wrong. Wow, I don't know the word. Is it I haven't... Wow. I've got my glass in my hand with some, or something to drink. But I haven't used it yet. See, I'm gonna drink something. Delicious. I just don't know if it's like, I drunk something. I think that sounds correct, like, it sounds correct. But it also sounds a bit weird. But I just know that drinked is not a word. I mean, maybe it is a word, but it's not the right word to be using right here, right now. It's a mass attack there from Minchel coming across the map. 190 supply. That is a huge army, and Brain's army is pretty damn small in comparison. So I'm gonna predict it right here. Minchel is gonna overpower Brain with pure macro and army size. The Scarab does not explode. A lot of storms coming down, but the storm's not very effective at the moment. Big flank from a Dragoon army there on the top side. But he's just overpowering him with 70 more supply. Not sure how Brain got this low in supply compared to Minchel, but somehow it just happened. It just happened. And the supply is growing smaller and smaller. Minchel is just gonna run Brain over, and I'm not even sure how supply difference happened. But the supply difference happened. It's here. Neither player lost a lot of workers. It just, at some point, Minchel just got ahead of Brain and stayed ahead of Brain all the way on his long train ride. And his never drop comes in. Dark Archon on the scene. Gets both of the High Templars with the feedbacks. Feedback, pretty damn awesome spell. But Brain's still pretty far behind in supply. And there's more army coming from Minchel's base, coming across the map. There's a drop there on the bottom side, waiting to strike. Dragoon's ready to intercept because he's got pylon on the sides, and pylon on the sides means you're never ever gonna get in. Never ever gonna get in. So he snipes it out of the air. And now Minchel is yet here with another shuttle drop. No energy on the Dark Archon. Probes running to every single direction. There's nowhere to go. Is the shuttle empty though? There's a High Templar in there. Unloads. He feedbacked that High Templar instantly. Wow. He feedbacked it instantly. So it turns out he did have energy for the feedback, but now his economy is down in the dumps. He's just running back and forth with those probes all the damn time. More Templars arriving. No feedback for the Dark Archon. Triple storm happening. Kills pretty much everything. 40 probes left alive. Yet 96. 69. That's the right way to say it. 69. Like in Dutch, we say it the other way around. It's a little bit confusing. So he's arrived on the scene. Big army. Massive bank. And a very small army there for Brain. Not a lot of supply. Half the probes storming on the Reavers. Reavers can't crawl out of range in time, getting sniped by the Dragoons. Oh boy, Brain is getting wrecked. Minchel is on fire. So minerals are pretty damn high though, but at some point when you have a lot of probes, spending everything just becomes so damn difficult, specifically when you're fighting all the damn time. So Brain in trouble. One last drop flying across the map is going to try to save the day, but it's going to get spotted out there by a pylon. Like Templar there running back and forth. Did he see that shuttle? He did not. Shuttle comes in over the bottom side. Brain not responding. Brain tries to snipe it. No Templar unloads. And the drop from Brain here still on the middle, on the left. Big army from Minchel coming across the middle. He changes direction. He's got spotted by the pylon. He's going to try to fly around. There's a big army right here on the middle. Avoids the army. Going to go in over the front. There's still Dragoons right there. There's still a lot of Dragoons right there. Gets sniped out of the air. Now the counterattack happening. Big push there from Minchel. 200 supply against 120. Brain trying to micro the best he can. One shell there on the top, trying to find its way into the backside. He's dancing. This is keeping Brain on his toes, although I do think Brain already knows that even if he's being kept on his toes, and even if he manages to survive on his toes, the Templar is going to hit him hard on the nose. Gets feedbacked. Beautifully done yet again. Templar 7 Templar kills. The Dark Archon is the MVP, but not MVP enough, because Minchel is just too damn strong. Minchel is just too damn strong. Calls GG. That's the game. That's game number 4. Goes to Minchel. Minchel, a very strong performance. I keep calling him Minchel, even though I called him Gensay in the title. I'm just so used to calling him Minchel. But Gensay is Minchel. Minchel is Gensay. So to avoid confusion, I'm just going to say it right now. Gensay is Minchel. So far, both players equally matched. Minchel in that game somehow just got himself into a massive supply lead and never, ever lost it. Once he was ahead in supply, he stayed on top, out of the race for the remainder of the game, and just overpowered Brain, and also hit some pretty good drops, but Brain had some really beautiful, very accurate feedbacks with the Dark Archon. That was really beautiful stuff. But now, game number 5. Who's going to win this one? Is it going to be Brain or Minchel? It's Minchel here on the red Protoss, and brown Protoss is Brain. Brain on the brown Protoss. The Brain and Brawn on the brown, right here on the bottom of the map. Okay, so the final match. Brain against Minchel. So far, we've seen a lot of different build orders, a lot of variety. Both players displayed complete mastery over all their build orders. Very impressive stuff. But there can only be one winner. There can only be one victor. Is it gonna be Brain? Is it gonna be Minchel? Who is it gonna be? Oh, I forgot to set up the camera hotkeys. I was pressing the hotkeys for camera work, like you know, the F keys. I was pressing them, but they weren't happening. I forgot to do it. I've been forgetting a whole lot of things these days, haven't I? I've been forgetting a whole lot of things. Nexus first for both players. Nexus first seems to be the most common thing to happen in Protoss against Protoss. Don't really see a whole lot of Gateway first. We've seen it once by Minchel. And sadly, he did lose that game. And since then, we've not seen Gateway first ever again from either players. So Nexus double Gateway from Brain. Nexus Gateway Forge from Minchel. So both players are going for slightly different paths yet again. Brain has been doing a whole lot of double Gateway after Nexus this set. Going for a third gateway. Brain has done the same build order. Okay, never mind. He's doing the same build order as from game number 3. Where he goes for Nexus 4 gateways. And in game number 3, with Minchel going for, if I remember correctly, I think in game number 3, Minchel went for early Dragoons of 2 gateways into more gateways. If I remember correctly. Maybe it was game number 2, where Brain did 4 gateways. Not too sure, But do know in one of the games, Brain did 4 gateways. I should make notes while I'm playing. I should make some notes while I'm casting. So very early Cybercore there coming out from Minchel. Cannon there to protect the back. Neither player has found the other yet. One gas coming in there for Brain, and a Cybercore should be coming up now as well. Citadel of Adun warping in now for Minchel. Is this gonna be Dark Templars? Is it gonna be Dark Templars? There's the robotics. It might just be straight into Templar drops. Maybe straight into Reaver drop. Maybe something completely different. Protoss just has so many different options in all those small little optimizations. Neither Zerg, excuse me, neither Zerg or Terran have as many different optimization options for build orders as Protoss does. Protoss can like go in 20 different directions. Zerg and Terran kind of has like 2 or 3 directions. Zerg would be 5 or 6. Protoss, king of the jungle. Every single path, you can do it. So he's got a shield battery to protect himself. One cannon goes down. Getting some probes now. Cannon number 2 there also under attack, but that one's going to survive. Shield battery protects the probes, so that was a nice one. Shield battery does its job, kept the probe alive. Look at it. Look at this one. Low HP, full shields. Shield battery coming in clutch. Never expect to see anyone go for a shield battery, but leave it up to Minchel to do something unique. Temple's Archive and support bay both on the way. Getting a shuttle. Not getting zealot speed. Not getting level 1 attack. Brain there still on the side, dancing a little bit back and forth, looking for a way to hurt Minchel. Brain got his Dragoon range on the way. Got a Force, got a Cybercore. Getting Observatory for Dark Templars. He's expecting Minchel to go for Dark Templars. He's expecting him to go for Dark Templars. Shield battery in the back still healing units up. So it's proving its worth. Yeah, Brain is going to keep dancing back and forth, waiting for Minchel to leave something out in the open to eat and attack. Or the other way around, to attack and eat up. Because you don't first eat something and then attack it. No. You first attack it and then you eat it. Right? Right? The storm is now on the way. You back at home, got an observer being built. Dark Templar gonna come out there for Minchel's. One Dark Templar gonna push those Dragoons away from home. Back to their own home. Although now the observer they are coming across to, aid those Dragoons in peril of detection. Reaver shuttle drop there coming across. Shuttle speed there almost finished up. He's gonna... No! Don't kill the shield battery. Don't kill it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, so the shield battery that helped him protect a probe and some other stuff. Gonna die. Dragoon push there from Brain, so 91 supply, can 77 there from Minchel, but the Reaver shuttle can kill about 10 supply if it's controlled well enough. The Zealots are keeping the Dragoons from hitting the Reaver and shuttle in the back. He's pushing forward though. He's gonna have to let the Reaver die to keep the shuttle alive. So Brain there with some superior micro. Get himself forward. Might snipe the High Templars as well. More Dragoons coming across the map. This game so far looking great for Brain. Did he pick something up? There's a High Templar in there. 3 Dragoons, turns around. One's none of that. The observer's in the air. Giving that highly needed vision. Looking for another way in. Is he gonna find it? Is he gonna find it? Flying all the way around. Goes to the backside. Probe's running away. He's dancing with the shuttle. Stays in the air. Shuttle gonna get taken down. Fight happening here on the other side of the map. There's no detection here on the scene. It's there on the bottom side of the base. So the Dark Templar might get 1 kill. The Dragoons do make their way out of there. This is gonna give Minchel some time to recover from losing his army. Picks up 1 High Templar. Gonna go for another drop. Observers are still on the side. pretty much on the same spot, not spread out yet. He's gonna try to fly He's gonna try to fly over the right side of Brain's base, but Brain has a lot of vision there on the right side, so that was a bad choice, but of course he doesn't know. Mintel doesn't know what we know, so he's making a choice that he thinks is a good choice, but in reality, it's kind of just a gamble. 50% chance of it succeeding, and it goes wrong. It just happens to go wrong. Big army from Brain there inside of Mintel's base. His Dragoon army is absolutely humongous. Gonna kill the Reaver there in the back. Drop coming from the right. Probes running away. There's one High Templar inside. He's too distracted with the fight happening in his base. I mean, I would be too. I would be too. Gonna hang there in the air. Gonna get taken down there by the Dragoons. He's gonna go in, unload the High Templar. High Templar storms. High Templar kills 11. Is 11 gonna be enough though? Is 11 probe kills gonna be enough? Great storm on the Dragoons. Softens them up. I can't pronounce that. Softens them up. That's the way to say it. Softens them up. But the Dragoon army is still pretty big. Although Mintel now in a supply lead. Brain getting pushed back. He does have an observer. Picks up the Reaver. Both players dancing back and forth. Brain wants to kill. But can he kill? Kills the Dark Templar. Beautifully done. Reaver shuttle microing on the side. Gets a shot off on 4 Dragoons. Pretty big hit. But now Brain steps forward. Snipes the Reaver. Reaver just got a kill, but Reaver goes down. Picks up the High Templar. Sends out the shuttle for a drop immediately. He just got storm dropped. I am blind, but he just got storm dropped. Disaster struck. Disaster struck. I mean, Mintel still has a pretty big army. I'm going to have to re-watch that shuttle drop later on. But I'm really blind. Comes in with the shuttle. Dragoon sniping. Templar unloads. Templar too far away. Templar can't storm. Templar goes down. Mintel is now down in the dumps. He's in trouble. Because he is kind of broke. Because Brain hit him while they were fighting right here. Like all the micro happening. And Brain somehow still managed to micro and storm drop at the exact same time. And Mintel couldn't protect himself against a storm drop while microing. So that kind of shows that Brain has some insane multitasking going on in that head of his. He can do so many things at once. It's pretty damn difficult to keep up. So Mintel now feels the need, not for speed, but to end the game. He's coming across with his army. There's not much here for Brain in the front, but he does have a lot of Dragoons in the back and a Shuttle Reaver as well. So Mintel's going to try to brute force this with a bigger army and a smaller economy. But Brain has to surround. Look at this. Brain has to surround on the entrance. So Mintel has to go through a small narrow pathway, which kind of bottlenecks all his units, and it makes it very easy for Brain to just attack from around him. There's a Reaver shuttle there in the front. I'm going to try to micro that as well. Brain comes in with a surround. There's double Reaver for Brain. They're in the back. Mintel's army is getting surrounded. Mintel's army is going down really, really fast. Look at them going down so damn fast compared to Brain. This surround is just so damn good. Just too damn good. Too damn superior. Dragoons moving to intercept the shuttle. Shuttle going in from the side there. Shuttle getting intercepted by the Dragoons. And Brain. This is pretty much the perfect game from Brain. It's kind of insane. I do have to say that Mintel played well as well. Sounds weird. Played well as well. He played pretty damn good. But Brain, in his final game, just showed off what he had in his arsenal of skills and moves and tricks. And comes out on top against Mintel in his best of 5 Protoss against Protoss. Oh, that's not right. So 3 wins for Brain. 2 for Gensay. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do leave a comment, a subscribe, a comment, or a like. I said comment twice. You can comment twice if you want to, but once or not at all is enough. You decide. So RGB for RGB TV. Hope you enjoyed this best of 5 Brain against Gensay. I'm gonna return pretty damn soon with more StarCraft. And you know what? Let's make this video exactly 1 hour long. Because we're almost there. 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.